Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for inviting me.
You want to tell us how long you've been with the company and what you do?
Sure. I've been with the company for 23 years now, almost 24. And I'm the sales manager here. I worked my way up from an installer to partially I did some service and went into sales and now sales management.
Nice. All right. So today we're going to be talking about thermostats.
Yes, thermostats. It is the brain of the system. So it's a lot of people not sure how to use the thermostat or to use it to the lifestyle, and that's the important part.
Right. I think there's a lot of questions. A lot of people call in for the CSRs for help with how to set their thermostat. So either we have someone go out and kind of show them how to do it, but we also have some YouTube videos that customers can watch to kind of help them out. But we do have some top 10 customer questions and see if we can answer them.
Fire away.
Your test. Yeah. So what's the difference between a basic thermostat and a smart thermostat?
A basic thermostat has 0 controls on it. It turns your heat on, turns your heat off, turns your cooling on and off, and it has a degree temperature you set for, and you set it and forget it.
Okay.
That is a great thermostat for some seniors, for people that are not tech savvy. It'll just stay on that constant temperature. It's not the most energy conscious stat, but it does get the job done. It's very basic. It does exactly what it's meant to do.
Okay. And the smart thermostat's more like the one that's connected to your phone, and you can adjust the temperature from wherever you are, and different programs.
Yeah. They have every type of thermostat. They have some programmable thermostats, and then they have smart thermostats. Programmable will keep a program, but it doesn't have all the features a smart stat does. Smart stats are they can have geofencing, so that as you drive close to your home, it will automatically come on. But you want to make sure that everyone in your house is plugged into that, or you may leave family members cold.
Right.
But they also have a remote from your phone. If you have, if you're away at work and you know it's going to be very, very cold out, you can take your temperature and turn it up a little bit so when you come home, it's comfort. Basically, all the thermostats out are designed to make you comfortable. If you're not using them right, you're not going to be comfortable.
Right. So it's important to, when they're installed, or if you're getting the service, if you have any questions, ask them at that time too, to make sure you know how to use it before.
Absolutely. Try to be home. Try to be home when the people are installing, when we're out and we're installing it. One of the biggest misses is when the people are at work and they're not home, we can't explain the thermostat. It's part of our protocol. One of our guys will come and show you how to work the thermostat, because it's critical to your comfort.
Yeah. I think sometimes people are afraid to ask the questions, but ask the questions.
Ask
imperative,
away.
Right?
Ask away.
Yeah. Okay. So how much does a smart thermostat cost compared to a basic thermostat? Is there a big price difference?
Yeah, there can be a big price difference. And I'm going to give you the cost of the thermostat. A basic thermostat like the Honeywell T6 Stat, which is a workhorse thermostat. It is programmable. That cost is about $100 installed. It's probably about $300 to $400. A smart thermostat, if it needs a common wire, can be very expensive in thermostat land. It can be upwards of $1,000, because you have to get an electrician there to wire the thermostat back to make sure it has the proper number of conductors to work properly.
It's more labor intensive.
Something like the Nest has a battery backup in it.
Right.
So you just have to continually take that off the wall and charge it, which is very inconvenient. If it goes dead and you're at work, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you don't want to leave there. If you go on vacation or something, you don't want your pipes bursting if it dies.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
My thermostat died, and now I do sheetrock.
Okay. So are smart thermostats compatible with all HVAC systems?
Pretty much all the smart thermostats are compatible. They may be an overkill. You're putting a very intelligent brain, in some cases, on a basic piece of equipment. Now, as you go up in efficiency with the equipment, they work very well. They integrate, like the Lennox S40 thermostat constantly communicates with the piece of equipment and brings it up and modulates the gas valves and the fan speeds, so everything is working at peak efficiency. But again, as you go up in efficiency, you also go up in price tag. Right. You also go up in your savings, so the payback is there. Right,
so it kind of evens out.
Correct.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. If you're going to be in the home for a little bit, it will even out.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess that leads to our next question. Do smart thermostats save money on energy bills?
Yes. If you put them on the wall and don't use the smart features, they don't save you a thing. Right. However, if you do use the features, you will not only be more comfortable, but you could save about $150 a year. That's about the national average. The reason it's kind of skewed is because people use their thermostats in different ways. So if you set it back at night when you go to sleep, if your system is zoned, if you have different areas where you can turn one zone down and keep the other one so you're comfortable, in the end, it's all about customer comfort.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Right.
I'd rather be comfortable than worry about pennies, but we all want to be energy efficient. So it's,
exactly. But the average, they say, is about $150 in a year.
Okay. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Anything is good nowadays. Okay. So is Wi-Fi required for smart thermostat to work? I would assume it is if
it's required for the features if you want to use the phone, if you want to do anything like that. The thermostat, the Wi-Fi drops out for whatever reason. The thermostat will continue to work, but some of the smart features will be disabled.
Sure. Okay. As long as it continues to heat and cool your home, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. And the power, if I can, the power is maintained in the house. Just the Wi-Fi drops out. Most smart thermostats have an integral battery that keeps the program in them. Okay. But it will not run your equipment if the power goes down. So it's there to keep the program, so you don't have to set it all back up again. Especially something like the Nest. Not my favorite thermostat, right? But I know a lot of homeowners like it. So and it learns a program with you. It learns how you live, and then it comes on and off as you need to. But that battery is made to just maintain that program, so you don't have to go back and teach the thermostat all over again. Okay,
yeah. So if you lose power, you should get a generator from us as well.
A generator is a great thing. By the way, we do install.
We do it. Just a little plug there.
Yes, a little plug. Shameless plug.
All right, so are thermostats included with the HVAC installation, and if so, which type?
They should be. We install new thermostats, so we build one into every new job. Even if it's a boiler, it has multiple zones, you should have at least one new thermostat. Some of the very old ones, the T87, the round hockey pucks that you see on the wall, they got a mercury in them. That's really not great to have around. But the Honeywell thermostats are the workhorse thermostat. Like I said, they are programmable, and we always have one on a new job. The only time we upgrade to a mandatory Lennox S40 stat is when the piece of equipment needs that stat. Okay. So it will not run unless you use that thermostat. Right, because that's the very elite Lennox system, right? Right. Yeah. The T6 is definitely the easier one to learn. If you just want like a basic thermostat, you want to set your program and everything. That's it. It's a very basic stat with a nice amount of features in it. Right. So you can program it. Some of the programming, a lot of people just use the program. So you can have a 2 days. So you have Monday through Friday. Then you have Saturday and Sunday is one block. You can set it up so Saturday is its own and then Sunday is its own. It really depends on your work schedule. Right. If you're always home, if you were home all the time, so you work from home, what's the point of setting a thermostat up and down? You're not going to be comfortable at some point in the day. Yeah. But if you and your husband, you're both out all day long, and then you come back home and you say, all right, well, it paid. Why am I going to keep my house at a certain temperature? The dogs may like it a little colder, you know? Can't forget about the dogs. Can't forget about the dogs. I know I won't forget about mine. But you can turn it down a little bit, save some dollars. My dog likes it very cold. She'll go out and lay in the snow all day long if she could. But the setback features work on all those thermostats. That's great. Sure. Okay, so how difficult is it to install a smart thermostat versus a basic one? I used to basically see what it comes down to electrical and wiring is the big difference. If the wires are all there, and in the old days, back when I was installing, in the old days, you ran the minimal amount of wires. Now with all these smart thermostats, all new technology, everybody's running more wires to their locations as needed, so they have some spares. But if it's just an install of a thermostat, it's very simple to do. You have to connect the wires at the thermostat and make sure the appropriate wires are connected at the system. So there's only 2 points. Okay. If there's not enough wires, and that's when it can start to get a little pricey, if there's a raceway to get somehow from the equipment down to where the thermostat is. In some cases, it's on the first floor that's finished, and that can get very invasive to the home. You know, so that's when you want to start looking, see what are the benefits. Am I going to use these benefits, and do they outweigh what I'm going to pay for? Right, exactly. The pros and cons of which thermostat to get. Very individual thing for the homeowner. Yeah. They may have very expensive wallpaper and things. Some of the homes we work in are beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and you don't want to interrupt the home or the style that they have in the home. Right. That makes sense.
Okay, let's see. Next question. Oh, well, what features should I look for in a thermostat for comfort and efficiency? So, like example zoning, programmable schedules, we have geofencing. You mentioned that too, and humidity sensors. So, like the geofencing, that's interesting because I don't think a lot of people know about geofencing.
Geofencing is in some of the Google and the Alexa stats. They have a lot of them have that where if I have it programmed to my phone, so the thermostat can read my phone. It knows where I am, and as soon as I hit a given parameter around the home, it'll realize that I'm coming home, and it will turn on to whatever desired temperature I want. So instead of me having to set up a program, it'll realize when I'm coming home and when I'm home.
Right.
Okay. So it'll automatically make that adjustment. As I said before, you want to make sure that everyone that is going to be in the home, if your kids are going to be home, they're homesick that day, well, they may not have it on their phone, or they may not even have a phone at some point. So you want to make sure that geofencing is attached to all people so that when anyone comes home, the thermostat sees them coming and turns back on.
And adjusts it,
and adjusts the temperature, or starts to begin to adjust the temperature.
Right. So and the other thing is, another question is, it integrates with like the Google Home, Alexa, all of this, the smart devices, basically. Okay.
Yes, a lot of the when you're looking for a thermostat, what do you use? Do you use Google? Do you use Alexa? And do some research, because really, I guess you would buy a system that's going to cost you, thousands of dollars, and then you're going to get a thermostat that may undermine that and may dumb down your system, as we like to say.
Right.
But you want one that's going to work with how you live. If you're an Alexa person, make sure you get one that's Alexa enabled, and then you could, Alexa, please turn the thermostat up 3 degrees, and it'll bring it up, it'll bring it down automatically.
Yeah, nothing's more frustrating when your technology doesn't work and you depend on it. So.
Yeah, when you become used to that, and always saying like, now I have to get up.
Exactly. Yeah, you're trying to. Actually it's not great, because you start to depend on it, and then sometimes your Wi-Fi goes down and she's she's just spinning.
Right. When I was a little kid, I was a remote control for my father's TV. Go put it on channel 1, and okay.
We had to walk across the room.
That was kind of nice.
Channel. Yeah, and then they got more technology where you had the wire that went to the television.
Yeah, you walked around with that box, the piano box.
Aging ourselves here. And the last question really was someone show me how to use my thermostat when it's installed? And the answer is yes. So we obviously have people to help. You
should always have that thermostat installed. If you're installing yourself, and there is some peril to that, you want to make sure that you have to de-energize the system before you're going to work on it yourself. Really not recommended. I would say get a professional to install the thermostat. Not only will he ensure that your system's going to be running the way it is, but he can explain all the features and everything that you just purchased.
Right.
Nothing upsets me more than when somebody goes out and buys this great, a very elaborate system, and then they don't use it, and they basically go up and down with their temperature.
Right, and there's so much they could do with it, and they don't even know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the main things that I can't stress enough with, we talked about being comfortable, right? A thermostat's all about comfort. Is when you have a very, very cold, extreme cold or extreme heat day, people tend to keep their programs on. At that time, they should make sure they shut the programs down and press hold on the thermostat.
Okay.
What that does is it'll hold if your temperature is 70 degrees, okay, and you're in heating mode. The temperatures recently in New Jersey area, it went down to 0 degrees. Now, if the program comes in and sets it back down to 65 degrees, you're going to have a very hard time getting those degrees back when you come home.
Okay.
Again, you won't be comfortable.
Right.
The idea of this whole thing is the heating and cooling is to be comfortable. Make sure your pipes don't freeze.
Right.
Make sure, and then
it won't reach temperature if it gets down too low.
Exactly. And then you're fighting. Then you think you have a problem with your system, but it's not. It's that the brain of the system told it to back down and just to stand down for a little while, come back on. Same with when you're in the extreme heat temperatures, in the Middletown, New York area, sometimes it gets very, 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 very hot, and the thermostat the system has to work harder to get up to the right temperature and remove humidity and things like that. So you want to, on the extreme days, get rid of your program, just press hold. It temporarily bypasses the program, and then when the days return to a normal, release the hold, and it goes right back to the program again.
Okay.
Very simple.
So it's not on our list of questions, but I do hear it a lot from customers. basically what you're talking about. It'll be 120 degrees outside, and they'll say, I have my thermostat to 65, and it's not, it's not reaching temperature. So there is a temperature differential. Is that correct?
Yeah, design temperature. When you manufacture or you engineer a system for someone's home, I come out to your house. I do a load calculation on the house. I don't want to get too technical, but I do that, and I determine how big a system you need. That system will bring your temperature somewhere between 15 and 20 degrees down from whatever the temperature outside is, or ambient temperature, right? So I'd say if it's 90 degrees out, okay, I'm going to get you to 75. That's how that is a fully working system.
Okay.
We like to go more towards the 20 degrees. So at 90, we're going to get you to 70. 70 is very comfortable.
Yeah.
0 degree now, and in the 0 degree when it's in heating mode, right? If we can get you to 0 degrees, we get you to 68. As pretty much that's a national average for heating. That's what you want it to be. If you oversize the system, you can cause all sorts of humidity issues and all that. So it's important that the system's sized correctly.
Right.
So many times we go out and we look at a system that's in a home that was installed and has been there for 20 years, and the system is way oversized. So you're killing your cooling dollars. You're spending a lot more dollars than you need to. You're not comfortable because you're in a meat locker.
Right.
It's very cold, but it's very humid, so you don't feel good. So it just doesn't work. Then we put in a nice system. It's passive. The air feels crisp. What a difference. People are thanking. They call us back months later just to thank us how comfortable the home is.
And considering how much you're spending on it, you want to make sure that it's done properly.
Get it right. And that's a reputable company.
Right.
Some of the smaller companies, they don't have the program. They don't have the software. They're coming in, they look, they see it's a 3-ton, they put back a 3-ton.
Right, they just replace it with the same thing.
And if that first guy didn't size it right, well, then the guy after him didn't size it right. And the guy after him didn't size it right.
Right.
So cheap isn't always cheap. Sometimes cheap is very expensive.
Exactly, yeah. Getting the preventative maintenance agreement with your install
absolutely
is vital to the life of the system.
Back to spending money on it. You're spending good money, hard-earned money on a system. You want to be comfortable. Well, that's great out of the box, but a year later, you get a year after that. Some people, I have to change the filter. I didn't know there was a filter.
Yeah,
and
that's a simple thing.
It's very simple, and you can do those things yourself.
Right.
You could have a service company, but changing your filter isn't the main thing. You want to make sure that everything is dialed in at peak efficiency. What we do is we make sure that when we're done with an install, our service department follows us free of charge. They come out and they dial the system in so that it's working at peak efficiency. Now, that's something that we do as an upper echelon company. We want to make sure that you're getting everything that you bought from us. A lot of companies don't do that, and they set it, they forget it, and off to the races they go.
Right, right. So if you get the PMA, if you have the preventative maintenance agreement, and you have heating and cooling, our technicians will come out twice a year to check the equipment, and at that time, they can actually help you set your thermostat and go over everything with you if you have any questions or anything. So just always make sure that you're comfortable. It
all makes sense. They can also diagnose if there's going to be, well, wait a minute, something's not working right here. So before you have a problem and then you have an emergency stuff, they can see that beforehand.
Right.
And they can look at it and say, all right, listen, we noticed something here. And they report it back to an install manager or the service manager so that before you're out and you have to take unneeded days off from work, here's a problem, let's get this fixed. And before you even feel any discomfort.
Yeah, that's great.
It really makes a lot of sense.
It all comes together.
Yes, it does. But we like to take care of you from beginning to end.
Soup to nuts.
Yeah, we've had one of our sales guys installed a new system that his grandfather sold.
Oh,
so that's nice. We want to keep you in the phone that long. Wow. That's really nice.
All in the family, right?
All in the family.
We take care of each other.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Time. Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.